Hello everybody, welcome to Word Shard.
So, hello everybody, and today we have come again to do the Merchant of Venice Act 3 Scene 5, which was left from Act 3, only that part. So, you see, the question that I had set for the last scene, that was Act 3 Scene 4, it is, what did Portia ask Balthazar to do? Over here, yeah, I see there are many who have written it correctly. Yatana, you have written it correctly. Portia asks Balthazar to go as fast as possible. She also asks Balthazar to bring the notes and clothes that Dr. Bellerio gives him to the water route through which one trades through which trade with Venice is carried out. This part is correct. We also have to add to it that it was Padua to you also have to give the name of the place. To Padua he was told to go, where Dr. Bellerio lived. So only this part you have missed. Other than that, Priyanshi, you have given the correct answer. Pirated came, I see, and many more have written it correctly. So the most important point is that Balthazar was told to go to Padua, number one. Over there, Dr. Bellario was present. He was a doctor of law, and there were certain notes that had to be given to him, and then he would also give some garments and notes, and that needed to be brought back. And she also told Balthazar to come to the common ferry, from where the ships leave for Venice. So Portia and Nerissa would go there. Balthazar would also come over there. They would meet, exchange whatever they had to exchange, and go directly to Venice. Okay, so that was the plan. You have to write it very easy. And now we will start with Act 3, Scene 5. We'll finish this as fast as possible. This is very easy. This scene is also easy. And after that, we will move on to the blue bead as I had promised. Okay, and we will also do the grammar portions one by one, like transformation, tenses, and the prepositions and conjunctions. So, chalo, let's start.
Coming to Act 3, Scene 5 of The Merchant of Venice. It is again the same, a garden. We know that Launcelot and Jessica are over here together. What is Launcelot saying? Yes, truly, for look you, the sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. You know that Launcelot used to work in whose house? In Shylock's house. Shylock is the father of Jessica, so you can understand that Launcelot and Jessica, they are very, they have a friendly relation between one another. It was Launcelot who gave the love letter to Lorenzo, and so Jessica and Lorenzo could meet and elope. So Lancelot and Jessica are quite like friends. Lancelot says, yes, truly, for look you, that means you see, the sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Often, what happens is the sins of the father, that means we know that when the father is good but the child is bad, then the father has to bear the responsibility of that evilness in the child. But the same happens vice versa also. If the father is evil, if the father's nature is not good, and if he is cruel, or if he is someone who will go to hell, that kind of a person, then the children of this father will also have to bear the impact of that, or he or she, the child, will have to go to hell because of her father. In the same way, because Shylock is so cruel and inhuman in nature, Jessica will have to bear its consequences. Jessica will go to hell for the sake of his father. Therefore, I promise ye, I fear you. Fear you means I am very afraid that I have always been plain with you, I have always been honest with you. So now I speak my agitation. Now, agitation is not the perfect word. He wanted to say the word is cogitation. Cogitation means that I have always spoken whatever I thought. Okay, so whatever I was thinking, I was plain with you, I have been direct to you, whatever I wanted to say, and therefore be of good cheer, for truly I think you are damned. You are damned, you will go to hell, because you know, as is written in the Bible, that fathers' bad deeds or fathers' inhumanity is often borne by the children and they have to pay for it. Similarly, you are the daughter of Shylock, so you will have to pay for it. You might go to hell after death. Okay. Jessica, I shall be saved by my husband. He has made me a Christian. So Jessica says, no, no, no. I will be saved by my husband because my husband is a Christian and he has made me into a Christian. So I will not have to bear the consequences of having a bad father. Launcelot. Truly, the more to blame he. Now, Launcelot has to say something about Lorenzo also. Launcelot says that, see, I am blaming Lorenzo because we were Christians enough. Enough means enough. We were enough number of Christians already, even as many as could well live one by another. So, we had a good number of men, good number of women, and there was no need of adding extra people into the Christian religion. And what had happened, because Launcelot has married you and you have turned into a Christian, this making Christians will raise the price of hags. You see, the Jewish people did not have pork, okay, did not have pork meat, that is pig's meat, but Christians have it. So you see, because you have been turned into a Christian, because Lorenzo has turned you into a Christian, the number of Christians is rising. So what will happen is it will raise the price of pork. Why? Because Christians eat pork. If we grow all to be pork eaters, if more number of people become pork eaters, what will happen? The demand will rise, and we shall not shortly have a rasher on the coals for money. What will happen is, even if we have money, we will not be able to buy pig meat, because it would be so high in demand that it would finish. It would just come to the market and vanish because there is high demand. Now this picture I have kept over here just to show that there is a kind of dish pig, which is made out of pig's meat, and this is a roasted form of it, where you roast the full pig and then stuff some apples or sometimes different kinds of fruits in the mouth of it and serve it as a whole on the table. So this is a kind of dish that people who love pork will know. Enter Lorenzo. Jessica, I will tell my husband Launcelot what you say. Here he comes. So now Lorenzo is coming. Jessica sees him coming and says, okay, you are saying that Lorenzo has done a crime by making me into a Christian? Wait, I will tell this to my husband. I'll complain it to him. Lorenzo, I shall grow jealous of you shortly, Launcelot, if you thus get my wife into corners. So Lorenzo enters and sees what? That this Launcelot and Jessica were talking to each other at a corner. So Lorenzo is in a humorous mood just to make fun out of it. Lorenzo says that you are constantly talking with my wife and you're gossiping and you're whispering to her and I'm feeling jealous. Jessica. Nay, you need not fear us, Lorenzo. Launcelot and I are out. Are out means, see, Launcelot and I have just quarrelled, and therefore you don't have to fear it. I will not go and talk with Launcelot any longer. I have quarrelled with him. He tells me flatly means he tells me directly, there is no mercy for me in heaven because I am a Jew's daughter, and he says you are no good member of the Commonwealth. So first, now Jessica just complains whatever Launcelot has said to her. First, she says to Lorenzo that, you see, Launcelot has just told me that I will not go to heaven because I am Shylock's daughter. Because of Shylock's crimes and inhumanity, I will not go to hell. Sorry, I'm not go to heaven. And he also has said that that means Lorenzo, you are not a good member of the Christian community. You are not a good Christian. Why? Because in converting Jews to Christians, you raise the price of pork. You are not a good Christian because you are increasing the number of Christians by marrying me and changing me into a Christian. You have increased the number of Christians, and by that, what will happen is the demand of pork will rise, and then there would be no pork for him to eat. Lorenzo, go in Syrah. Syrah means fast. Go fast, bid them prepare for dinner. Now, over here, you have to remember one thing, that we often, while speaking, we often use certain words which is not correctly placed in that particular sentence. We often use incorrect words in a sentence. In the same way, Lorenzo used this word for. He says bid them, that means bid the servants prepare for dinner. What Lorenzo wanted to mean is tell the servants to prepare dinner. Okay, but he has used a wrong word over here, that is for. Okay, the word for is the wrong word. So instead of saying prepare dinner, he says prepare for dinner, and immediately Launcelot catches hold of it and finds out his mistake and says, that is done, sir, they have all stomachs. So when you say prepare for dinner, it means that, okay, prepare yourself for dinner, we will go and have food. It means that, isn't it? So it means a different thing. So Launcelot says, you see, sir, they all have stomachs, they are all hungry. Lorenzo, goodly Lord, what a wit snapper are you. What is a wit snapper? Wit snapper means a comedian. So Lorenzo says, oh my God, you are such a comedian, my goodness. You have immediately caught hold of my error that I have said prepare for dinner instead of prepare dinner, and you have started finding my errors. Then bid them prepare dinner. So now he has realized his error in the sentence and corrects himself. He says, okay, go to the servants and tell them to prepare dinner. Launcelot, that is done too, sir. Only cover is the word. So Launcelot says, yes, dinner is prepared for you, and the only thing that is left to do is cover. Now you see, the word cover has two meanings. When one word has two separate meanings, then it is called a pun. You can They are homophones. You have heard, no? This word homophones, one word meaning two different things. Now, Launcelot uses a pun over here. What is a pun? Pun means when you are trying to mean one thing from this word cover and the other person is meaning something else. Okay, let's see. Cover. What do you mean by cover over here? That the dishes are prepared, they need to be served on the table. That thing is left. So it also has a different meaning, that is to put on your hat. I'll explain this. Lorenzo, will you cover them, sir? So Lorenzo says, so will you go and cover them? That means he meant that will you go and place the dishes on the table? But there is also another meaning I told you, to put on your hat. What happens? Launcelot. Not so, sir, neither. I know my duty. Now, this pun, what is this pun? Cover also means that when you are present in front of somebody who is your master, you will not wear your hat or you will not cover your head. Clear? So Launcelot immediately takes the other meaning, that is to put on your hat, and says, no, 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 I know my duty, I know what I have to do. I am not going to cover my head. Okay. So you see, Launcelot understands that Lorenzo is trying to mean the first meaning, to place the dishes on the table. But just to make fun, just to be a better comedian, he says that I know my duty. I'm not going to put on my hat in front of you. I'm not going to cover my head. Lorenzo, yet more quarreling with occasion. So Lorenzo says, my goodness, you are still quarreling? You are still finding words that I have not placed correctly. Wilt thou show the whole wealth of thy wit? That means, will you show all your wit, all the humor that you have in this instant? At this present moment, you are going to exhaust all your wit or humor? I pray thee understand a plain man in his plain meaning. So please understand me in a plain way, that I am trying to say, go to the fellows, that means go to the servants, bid them cover the table, that means tell them to serve the food on the table, serve in the meat, bring the meat also, and we will come to dinner. Now he says in a very detailed way so that it is clear to Launcelot and Launcelot can no more play with the words. Launcelot. For the table, sir, it shall be served in. For the meat, sir, it shall be covered. For your coming into dinner, sir, why let it be as humours and conceits shall govern. So Launcelot says, yes, the table, that means food, as far as the food is concerned, is already shall be served in, and meat will be covered, and your coming to dinner, whether you want to come to dinner or not, that is your humor and conceit. That means that depends on you whether you will come on now or not. Now he goes away. Lorenzo, oh dear discretion, how his words are suited. So Lorenzo says, my goodness, he is such a good speaker, he is such a good comedian. The discretion word means quality of speaking. You see, everything written in green over here is the meaning of the difficult word. You can write them down in the book also if you want. So, dear discretion, my goodness, he is such a well speaker. The fool hath planted in his memory an army of good words. So this fool, often in a king's court there used to be a jester or a fool who used to uh, arouse fun and mirth and entertain the king. Okay, so just like that kind of a fool, he is so well versed, he is so capable of arousing fun and entertain. He has an army of good words in his head. He is so he knows the words so nicely that he can use them and make fun of it. And I do know as many fools that stand in better place, garnished like him. So there are many fools like him who are placed in a very better position rather than him, but he is as capable as those men. That for a tricksy word defy the matter. So the fools do this very the people who are appointed to entertain the king, like the fools. So they do the same thing as Launcelot did. They play with the words, the double meaning words. How cheerest thou, Jessica? So now he has he is very overwhelmed with the way Launcelot is capable of using words. So he applauds this, or he's very fond of this person Launcelot, and now he comes to his wife. How cheerest thou, Jessica? Are you happy? And now, good sweet, say thy opinion. How dost thou like Lord Bassanio's wife? So he asks his wife that, tell me how you felt about Portia, that is Lord Bassanio's wife. You know, Lord Bassanio's wife Portia and Nerissa have gone out. Portia has given the duty of carrying out the household, the responsibilities to whom? To Lorenzo and Jessica. So they are alone in Portia's house. So Lorenzo is asking Jessica what is her feelings about Portia. Jessica, past all expressing. I cannot express it in words. Portia, to describe Portia, it is insufficient in describing it in words. It is very meet, that means it is very necessary that Lord Bassanio lives an upright life. That means Lord Bassanio must be loyal. For having such a blessing in his lady, that means to have the to be blessed to be blessed with such a human being like Portia, he finds the joys of heaven here on earth. So, by being married to somebody like Portia, Bassanio is enjoying life on as it is in heaven. So he has married Portia and he has got such a beautiful gift that one gets in heaven and not on earth. So he is blessed with something so so precious. So then in reason he should never come to heaven. So if he cannot take good care of this gift, then he is never going to come to heaven. So over here this is important. Why? If two gods should play some heavenly match, you see Jessica uh, tries to say how good Portia is. Okay, how good Portia is, and to measure that, she's saying this. What is she saying? She's saying, see, if two gods are playing a game of skill, okay, and they bet that, okay, if I win, then it is just a game of wager and bet, that we often say that I bet you that I will win the game. So in the same way, they bet on two earthly women. They say that, okay, it is a game and a game of skill, and we bet on two earthly women from the earth. So one is Portia, and there has to be the other one where on whom the other god will bet, isn't it? So to find out that other one, it had to be pawned with the other. That means pawned with the other, for the poor rude world hath not her fellow. So the other woman has to be added with some other skills. Okay, which she did not possess at the first instance. Some skills have to be added to that woman to make her equal to Portia. That means, what is Jessica trying to mean? That there is no woman as good as Portia in her qualities. Portia is so good that there is no woman like her. And if you have to find another woman like Portia, then some other qualities have to be added to that woman. Okay. Lorenzo, even such a husband has thou of me as she is for a wife. So you see, Lorenzo is saying that, you see, I am also as good a husband as Portia is a wife. Jessica, nay, but ask my opinion too of that. Jessica says, you are talking about being a good husband or not. So you must ask my opinion. How can you yourself judge yourself? Isn't it? Lorenzo, I will anon. Yes, yes, I'll ask you. First, let us go to dinner. Let's go to dinner. While having our food, we will discuss this. Nay, let me praise you while I have stomach. So, while I have stomach means when I wish to describe you or discuss how you are, then you allow me to do that. Why are you saying that? Okay, later on you talk about that. Lorenzo, no, pray thee, let it serve for table talk. No, no, let us go and start having our food, and while we are having our meal, we will discuss this. Then, howsoever thou speakest, among other things, I shall digest it. Okay, then, while we are having the food, if you say that I am not a good husband, and if you say something bad about me, then I'll digest with the good food that I am having. Okay, Jessica. Well, I will set you forth. Okay, then, all right, let's go and start our dinner. Now both of them leave the scene, and here we come to an end with Act 3, Scene 5. We have finished all the 5 scenes in Act 3. Next we will move on to Act 4, Scene 1 and Scene 2, and then the most of the Merchant of Venice will be done. But before we move on to Act 4, we have to discuss few questions from here. The important questions I already go on saying as we do the videos on the scenes and the chapters and the poems. So you follow that, that will help you. And we will also do separate videos on questions and answers of these scenes. And we will also do the blue bead part. We will discuss that as one of my students wanted. Deepika, I think you wanted it from me. And we will also have some grammar sessions where we will discuss and we will solve more grammar parts so that it becomes easier for you. I hope you have liked my video. If you have liked it, what you have to do, you have to comment, subscribe and share. Obviously, hit the like button because it helps me to feel that okay, I'm helping you out and it's helping you. Okay, you must leave the comment and try and solve the questions that I ask you over there that's pinned to the comment section. See that and solve that question because that is the most important question that you will get from the scene. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you. Bye bye.